trust me, this is going to be your new go-to latte flavor. I want you to picture this. You wake up, you make your fresh cup of coffee, you add a little bit of syrup in it, and it's nutty, it's aromatic, it is toasty, and it feels like a little bit of a hug in a mug. That's what we're going to be making today. Today we're going to be putting together a little DIY salted maple brown butter latte syrup. And if you want to stay till the end, you'll see my very first time making latte art. Hi, my name is Leah, and I've made a full-time job out of being a homebody. I love baking at home, doing little crafts, reading books, and then sharing my experience online with all of you homebodies. So today we're gonna be baking up a little treat for our coffee syrups. I remember thinking a couple of weeks back, why aren't there seasonal cozy syrups for our coffees come the new year? They're always reserved for Halloween, fall, even Christmas. But what about the New Year's? So I decided to make some myself, and I think it's time we get to baking. Let's talk about ingredients. You're gonna need butter, salt, brown sugar, which I forgot to put on the screen, maple syrup, and some vanilla bean paste. I'll be sure to add specific measurements in the description below. And look how cute this tiny spoon is. I just had to show that off. Now, in terms of substitutions, because I know people have dietary restrictions and allergies, you could absolutely do vegan butter instead of regular butter, honey instead of maple syrup, and you could do vanilla extract if you don't have vanilla bean paste. I just prefer vanilla bean paste. I think this taste is a little bit stronger. And then in terms of salt, I'm not sure off the top of my head if there's a substitution for salt, so for now I'm just gonna stick with salt. In terms of equipment, you're going to need something to hold your syrup afterwards. I ended up actually using a mason jar, but thought that was a cute bottle to show as well. You're also going to need something to catch some melted butter. Now, the reason this salted maple brown butter syrup is so special is because it really just encapsulates a cozy cup of coffee. It's not too crazy over the top in sweetness. It's almost got a nutty, smooth, buttery, of course, texture flavor from the butter. And then the maple just really ties a sweet bow on top of it. And the salt keeps your attention. So I think we should start baking. So let's turn our attention to the oven. And we're just gonna use my handy dandy saucepan. I love using this for tiny amounts of sauces such as a syrup. And then I hope you guys can excuse my mess of our stovetop. It's been through quite a bit the last couple of days, and we're family, so I know you guys don't mind. To stir continuously until you see little brown bits at the bottom like this. And while you're pouring the butter out, you're going to want to make sure you keep the browned bits inside the pan. It doesn't have to be perfect, you just have to get most of the melted butter out. When making syrups, you're going to want to make a 1-to-1 ratio of water and sweetener. So I did 1/4 a cup of water, and then 2 tablespoons of brown sugar and 2 tablespoons of maple syrup. Now in a moment, you're going to see the final mixture. I made an extra small batch, but in the description, I'll be sharing the full recipe that you can use to last you an entire week. have to show y'all this. What's crazy about me catching my latte art on film is that I've been trying to do that for 2 years. And I've been not so humble in thinking that I couldn't use the automatic frother. I'd finally given up. I decided to use the automatic frother, and then I just gave it a little whirl and a little tap, and then it's in my cup. I feel so accomplished right now. But yeah, that was a year-long process, and obviously I still have leaps and bounds to go. It kind of looks like a tulip. I was utterly shocked. I don't know if you guys could see the delight on my face, but that was extremely exciting for me. It's only the beginning of the week, but that might be the highlight of my entire week. I cannot believe I just got my latte art on film. This is a big moment for me, guys. But now that we have our syrup in our jar, all we need to do is grab our top or our lid, and we're gonna store this in the fridge. It's good for probably up to 2 weeks, but the reason you're gonna wanna put it into a jar like this is because the little bit of butter that was left in the pan after we poured it in is going to solidify in the fridge, and we want to be able to scoop that out. It's totally still good, but it will turn to a solid. It shouldn't be much at all, but the syrup is good to use. I recommend a tablespoon if you don't like your coffee extremely sweet. But now I think it's time for a taste test. That's cozy. That is the definition of a hug in a mug, if I do say so myself. Thank you guys so much for taking the time to watch today. It's always so fun to get nice and cozy and be homebodies together. Next week, I think we're going to either make a banana bread flavored coffee creamer, syrup, or potentially a butterscotch. I haven't made up my mind yet, so y'all let me know in the comments what you want to see next. And if you want to see the toasted marshmallow syrup I made last week, it should be the video behind this.